Hey guys, I want to take you for a first drive in the all-new 2024 Chevy Equinox EV. So let's jump in and let me tell you everything about it and what we're going to do today. This is an all-new car and it's playing in a very competitive segment, which means range, capability, features, and price are ultra important. And this is the first drive. I'm in Michigan. Chevrolet invited me here for this introduction first drive, and I want to show you a couple things. I want to take you on about a 60-mile journey. Let me turn down my fan speed. You can get a kind of a preview already of what's happening. Just look at trip 2. I've already went 32.3 miles, mostly highway, and we're going to go on another 30-mile jaunt near Michigan. Near Detroit, Michigan, back towards Detroit. And we can see how it works. This new Equinox EV is also equipped with Super Cruise, and I'll be able to show you how that works. It's a hands-free drive system. Chevrolet says this is the most affordable electric car when it comes to market this year, with over 315 miles of range. The one I'm driving is a 2LT model, which is a little bit more on the base, a little bit more affordable side. And the starting price of this one, the one I'm in, is $43,495. That's before $7,500 potential tax benefit. So if you are eligible for that benefit and you subtract $7,500, as you can kind of tell, you'll be way below 40 grand. And later this year, a 1LT is going to come out. 1LT front wheel drive model, all electric Equinox, with a starting price of $34,995. And with that credit, you'll be near $28,000 by the time you're done. So there's some excitement about this car because we've been waiting for an affordable electric car for a very, very long time. And of course, 44 grand or 50 grand is just, it doesn't have price parity with a standard internal combustion version of this. By the way, Chevy is also going to offer an all-new generation of the ICE Equinox, internal combustion crossover, compact crossover. That's coming in a bit this year as well. So you have choices. You're not being forced to go electric if you don't want to. If it does match your lifestyle, you could try it. And if it doesn't match your lifestyle, you don't have to. I love that too, that they're actually having this two-prong approach where you could maybe save a little bit of money, get a traditional, slightly taller 2025 Equinox or even the current Equinox, or you can buy this as well. Now, let's talk about power as we're going to spin around onto this on-ramp. Front-wheel drive models have 216 horsepower-ish, single motor in the front. Then all-wheel drive versions of the Equinox EV, it gets another motor in the rear for an all-wheel drive capability, and that becomes a 288 combined horsepower. The front-wheel drive model like this, Chevy says 0 to 60 is possible in 8 seconds, and an all-wheel drive model, 0 to 60 is possible in 6 seconds. So this is not going to be a drag racing machine that you will smash all auto electric cars with. It's not its purpose. And you could argue you could buy a Tesla Model Y or something similar to that that's a lot quicker. And yeah, that's true. But this has a lot of comfort. I'm just about 6'3". I'm sitting comfortably. There's a ton of space behind me. I have another all walk around video that you can check out on oldtfl.com where I show you the rear cargo volume, I show you the rear seat. This is all about driving right now. So I set my Super Cruise system by pushing this button. Now I'm gonna ask for a lane change, and it says right here, looking for an opening, and it says construction zone. And then, is it gonna find it? It did find it. So that was a pretty complicated situation. There is a construction zone, there's somebody on the side of the highway. I needed to maintain, to stay on this highway, and I asked it to move using my blinker, and it did it by itself. And now it says, be careful with the construction zone as well. I gotta point out something. First of all, I like this system, the Super Cruise system, better than others. Better than Blue Cruise, better than the Ram trucks actually introduced their hands-free system recently. And I also like it better than some others. I haven't tested a lot of the German systems. I hope this person is not gonna drive into me. Okay, they did not. Thank you. So I haven't tried a lot of the German manufacturer systems, but as far as some others I've listed, I like this the best. And in the pickup trucks, in the Silverado trucks, this also can tow a trailer in the hands-free mode. So that being said, do you like this system like this or not? Let me know. Would you like kind of having your hands maybe on your knees like this and just looking forward, because you have to pay attention and you have to be able to take over at any moment? I kind of do. It kind of removes, especially for a longer trip. Maybe not on a short trip, but for a longer trip between cities, it kind of removes some of that mundane task. And I find that my brain is a little bit more relaxed when I get to my destination. It could also be a little bit stressful, if there's a lot of traffic. It could be a tiny bit stressful, but now there's a curve coming up, and it's making a gentle adjustment all by itself, and it's just driving beautifully. And by the way, this feature is available in the 2LT and some of the higher trim levels Chevrolet is offering in the Equinox EV. So that's pretty neat. I mean, they're bringing down this feature into more and more affordable vehicles. Now, I have my trip meter set. My navigation system set. But here's the thing. At this time, this is May 2024, the Super Cruise system is not interacting with the navigation system. So if you expect the car hands-free mode to take you on each exit and transition to other highways and take you to your destination, that's not going to happen. You have to tell it, I want to exit now, or I need to adjust and take another highway split here or there. They're working on integrating the two systems, but it won't do it just yet. That's coming in the future. We don't know exactly when, but that will be the ultimate integration of the system, is when it'll be able to help you navigate. Because if you're like this and you're kind of zoning out just a little bit, you might miss your exit, because the car will continue straight on a major highway that's pre-mapped. So that's my spiel on the Super Cruise system. Now I have some drive modes. So I have Sport, Snow and Ice, and My Mode. In My Mode, I can kind of control many things like steering. Actually, I like Sporty a little bit more resistance. Brake feel, probably normal. There's not a huge difference between some of these. Acceleration, relaxed. So I want relaxed acceleration because I'm trying to also do kind of a little efficiency run here. It's not a regular range test. It's not a Denver 100. but I'll be able to tell you what real world range is like. Chevy says 319 miles are possible on a full charge. And usually when Chevrolet states range, and this is also the EPA rating, they usually sandbag a little bit. And it's usually really realistic numbers, or maybe sometimes you can get a greater number than that. It's really not like Tesla. TFL has owned, we're now on our 5th Tesla vehicle with a Cybertruck that is in our fleet of test vehicles. And we almost never reached the Tesla EPA ratings in real world driving. So if they say 320 miles, we would never see anything like that. It's different here in the Chevy. And I know this because I've tested the Silverado EV truck for actually 2 weeks. And I was able to get at least what the rating is, or sometimes greater range. So those numbers they state are very realistic. Really comfy ride. I have plenty of headroom, even though the roofline on this car is kind of sporty. Now let me show you a couple of other features. By the way, the car is slowing down. Oh, it's initiating a lane change by itself. I didn't do anything. And it just noticed a slower vehicle ahead of me, and it decided to change lanes, and it did it so by itself. Found a space, and now we're going to go around this kind of a curve here. So let's talk about charging for a second. Now this is level 3 fast charging speed on this car is 150 kilowatts, which is not the fastest, but the battery size is about 84 kilowatt hours, which is not the biggest battery, which is also okay in my opinion, because you don't have a humongous battery, so you'll need super fast charging. According to Chevy, 80% of electric vehicle buyers charge at home. For level 2, this car is available or capable of up to 11 kilowatts. So overnight charging at home is no issue. I have a 7.2 kilowatt charger at home. Once again, for me, it would be a no issue. This is not really a road trip car, in my opinion, because, I mean, you could use it for that. But if you're going, I don't know, from Michigan to Florida, that'll be a little bit more challenging because you would need to stop for longer periods of time to charge. But as a commuter around city, maybe shorter trips between, nearby cities, 319 miles is plenty. You could probably go an entire week of commuting before you would need to charge again, in most cases. So I think that this car is great for that. Overall, the charging infrastructure is not probably good enough to make this car a road trip car, like a really perfect road trip car. I have 360-degree cameras. I can access them almost even at speed right here. Other integration, by the way, this system is a Google-based system that's built in. I have Alexa. I can add Spotify, Waze. So this is no longer an Apple CarPlay enabled system. But at least for now, I haven't really missed it. I have satellite radio, I have Spotify, I have Waze, and I have Google Maps that are integrated into the car. In Google Maps, it tells me the range estimate of when I get there, and it will also help me find charging stations. So that system at least is integrated. And Tesla's been doing that for a long time, and I'm glad that Chevy is also going this direction. All right, so let me go a few more miles, and then when we get there, I'll be able to show you our ultimate efficiency on this highway trip. All right, so we're almost to our destination, and the whole point was having like a quick first range test. I'm not taking it to 0. I'm not doing anything super extreme, but I will be able to show you my efficiency as soon as we pull in. Let me give you a preview. 3.4 miles per kilowatt hour for 60 miles, or about 4 miles per kilowatt hour on this last stretch. There's a little bit of traffic and we're going slower, so that helped me out on a little stretch. Once again, a hybrid or an electric vehicle is going to be a lot more useful in slower traffic, because look at this, I'm slowing down. The green area means I'm putting energy back into the battery. I'm not using my brakes. I'm using the electric motor to put energy back into the battery. So as soon as I start going stop and go, that's where electric vehicles shine, and they become a lot more efficient. They're gaining a little bit of energy back every time. There's an Equinox, current Equinox gas. It's a very successful vehicle for Chevrolet. I mean, they're not the best seller as far as combustion compact crossovers. That title it goes to the RAV4, Toyota RAV4. Let's see if I can make this turn without causing a humongous accident. I have no vision whatsoever. Okay, I did it. And there's downtown. You can kind of see it up ahead of us. And we're cruising Woodward. Yes. Woodward Avenue. All right. Sorry, let me gather myself here. And we can calculate my theoretical range based on the 60-mile trip. Make a right turn so I can safely park. Oh look, they're not using a lot of energy. Look at that, Cole. They're pedaling and also drinking. But they do have a driver. Nice. Detroit is having fun. There's Little Caesars Arena. Okay, let me pull in. No public parking, but we're with this first drive event, so we can park. All right, let me do a quick calculation so we can wrap up this video. Set it to park, turn down my fan, go back to my data. I'm going to use this number. So theoretically, I have 84 kilowatt hours in this battery. If I could average on my commute here, I did a lot of highway and a little bit of slower driving. 3.4 miles per kilowatt hour. My range on this trip would have been about 285.6. But look at this. If it was over the last 28 miles, it was 4. So let's say 84 times 4. This range, with a little bit slower going, I could have hit 336 miles, which is greater. So if you average those two out, that's, I believe, kind of close to how EPA and the manufacturer do things, is they have some data that they share and they decide on what that number should be, that range number. So as you can see right there, really useful numbers. After 61 miles, I still have 80% of my battery remaining. 270 miles, according to this, remaining. So yeah, a lot of usable range. Hopefully you found this video useful. Oh, by the way, I could have still set my regen to high, and it would have been a little bit more aggressive for stop and go, but I didn't do a lot of stop and go. Check out TFL.com. We have a lot of coverage. We have up to 8 channels. We also have 2 podcasts. So you can get, if you want to know about vehicles, you should come to TFL.com. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you next time.